Smells like football, baby.
What's up, people? Welcome into the Fantasy Football Smackdown. I'm your host, Kyle August. It is Tuesday, November 23rd, covering the waiver wire ahead of Week 12, ahead of the Thanksgiving Day weekend. So hopefully you guys all have some fun plans, or if minimum, you're just watching some football. So looking forward to a big week ahead, not only in the NFL, but right here on the Dynasty Warzone Network. If you're not subscribed on YouTube, you better go get that done. Subscribe, turn those notifications on, be following us on Twitter so you can keep up with when we are going live. If you're listening to this on the release day, tonight, Tuesday night, we're going to be recording. The whole Warzone crew is going to be on. We're going to be knocking out a ton of shows for the week ahead, a lot of content covered from the Warzone to the Big Bet to the Smackdown Start-Sit show. It could be awesome. So we got a big Tuesday night recording session. So come hang out with us, bring your comments and all those things. Those shows are going to release as podcasts as well throughout the week. I'll be back with Waiver Wire sniping on Saturday, regularly scheduled programming. So this week looks a little bit different as far as how we're recording and everything. Got the 6 teams playing on Thursday, so you're going to want to make sure that you get that content as quick as possible. So just come hang out with us on Tuesday night. Looking forward to it. All right, of course, on this show, we are doing the waiver wire heading into Week 12. Few injuries that are going to lead to some pickups that we should know about, so let's just dive right into it. If you're watching on YouTube, you get to see this screen. You get to see all the rankings and the percentages, so obviously I'm going through them here, but if you're not checking out YouTube, you need to be. All right, here we go. A little water there. Now we're ready. Now we're hydrated. Now we're ready to go. 2 teams on bye in Week 12, enjoying a fabulous Week 12 bye week that perfectly lines up with Thanksgiving. These 2 teams are living the life, coming off wins. Unfortunately, got the Arizona Cardinals and the Kansas City Chiefs, 2 teams on a roll right now. They're heading into a bye in Week 12. So we got some players missing in action for us on those offenses. My top 3 players overall, regardless of position, as always, it was a 50% threshold for this. So double check your leagues, especially this time of year. People getting lazy. People are falling out. People aren't tuning in as well. So there could be some players that are in that 50 to 60% ownership range that might not be available for this exercise, but might be available in your league. So be sure to go check that out. But my top 3, regardless of position, Van Jefferson, 46% owned, returning off the bye. He was dropped in some leagues after not exactly a stellar performance 2 weeks ago. First game without Robert Woods and the first game with Odell Beckham Jr. But this guy is the class of that number 2 options for the Rams, in my opinion. Van Jefferson, 46% owned, is criminal. He's my top ad far and away. My number 2 ad is Ty Johnson for the New York Jets, 21% owned. Michael Carter has an ankle sprain out at least 2 to 3 weeks. So Ty Johnson's been the kind of the next man up in that offense. And number 3, Laviska Shenault, 39% owned. We had Jamal Agnew, Weber Agnew, as I like to call him. Hot Tub Time Machine reference for you guys. But Shenault stepping in for Agnew in the slot, 39% owned. We'll dive into each position right here, right now. Let's do it. Quarterbacks, I put Cam Newton on this list at 52% owned. If he's available in your league, he should be added. He was my start at quarterback last week. He was a top pickup. He was a waiver wire sniping ad. So hopefully he's already on your roster if you're a quarterback needy team, or if you're without Kyler Murray or Patrick Mahomes. Cam Newton against the Dolphins would be a great ad, 52% owned. I got Jimmy G's wonderful photo up here, of course. We got Jimmy GQ as the number 2 option. He's the first QB sub 50, 33% ownership going up against the Vikings. Not a great match. That Vikings defense isn't a cakewalk, but I think Garoppolo should be a guy that you should feel comfortable streaming. He has 2 total touchdowns in each of his last 4 games. He's been playing relatively well, so I think you can start him with some confidence as a streamer this week, little bye week fill-in. A guy with a tougher matchup while it being at home is Taylor Heineke. The guy's been really solid as of late, as far as just putting up a nice little floor, but hasn't had that extreme upside till last week, 24 points. But he's about 15 points in the bag. So at 15% owned, I think Heineke's probably your next best option, but it's not a great week for streaming quarterbacks. So we got Cam Newton, number 1, Jimmy G at number 2, 33% owned, Taylor Heineke, 15% owned, going up against the Seahawks at home. That one's going to be in prime time. Then you got Daniel Jones, who, full disclosure, is playing right now as of recording this. So if he gets injured, knock on wood, that doesn't happen, adjust accordingly. But Daniel Jones going up against the Eagles, 33% owned. And then Tyrod Taylor going up against the Jets, he's 6% owned. You're looking for the little bit of rushing that Jones and Taylor should be able to give you. Taylor had a nice fantasy day, but had a pretty poor performance throwing the ball. Hopefully that turns around for him. But again, not a great week if you're trying to stream quarterbacks, unless Cam Newton is still available in your league. So hopefully you already have him if you're looking to stream. All right, the run of low quality options off the wire kind of continues here at the running back spot. Not super excited about any of these guys really, but you got Ty Johnson, 21% owned. I mentioned Michael Carter. He went down with the ankle injury, going to miss at least 2 to 3 weeks. Ty Johnson's been relatively involved in the passing game for the Jets. Now he might get a few more carries. I don't expect him to be a workhorse by any means. They will work in Tevin Coleman, but Ty Johnson, 21% owned, would be my top running back ad of the week. Latavius Murray, who played second fiddle to Devontae Freeman in his return to action last week, he's 36% owned. I want to see how this offense looks with Lamar in there. Obviously, Lamar Jackson missed Sunday's game, so I'm still adding Murray as a speculative ad. Number 3 is Tevin Coleman, 3% owned. I think there's a better chance that he sees some of the rushing production compared to Ty Johnson, but I still think Ty Johnson will be involved in the passing game much more than Coleman. So that's why I have Coleman at number 3 on this list. He is 3% owned. Boston Scott, number 4. Welcome back into our lives with Jordan Howard supposed to be out this week. They were still running a rotation there in Philly. So you could look at Boston Scott as a speculative ad. And then DJ Dallas scored the touchdown for the Seahawks. They were splitting between Dallas and Collins on Sunday, as Penny, of course, got injured like he always does. So again, not a very inspiring group here, but we got Ty Johnson, 21% owned, Latavius, 36% owned, Tevin Coleman, 3% owned, Boston Scott, 21% owned, and DJ Dallas, 1% owned. I didn't even need to put deep ads on here because I got a 3% and a 1% guy on here. So not a great week for the running backs, but is what it is, man. Wide receivers, here we go. Top of the list, Van Jefferson, mentioned him earlier, 46% owned. This guy's been seeing a lot of playing time. They've been playing 3 wide receiver sets. If that continues with Odell Beckham Jr. there, Jefferson should see the field, and I'm of the opinion that Jefferson's better than OBJ. So you got to have this guy on your squad. Number 2 is Visca Shenault, of course, 39% owned. This guy was a hot sleeper early in the season, in draft season. He is disappointed this year, but with Agnew going down for the Jags, I think this gives Visca a little bit more run in the slot, a little bit more run in this offense, and could be somebody that you look to turn to over the rest of the season. Marquez Valdez-Scantling coming off a 10 targets, a touchdown game. If Alan Lazard is out, you could look at MVS at 9% owned as a little fill in there. Green Bay still has their bye week to come. So if you add MVS, I believe just for 1 week, let me double check that for you guys as we're pulling this up. You always got to have your trusty schedule grid in front of you, as I do here. The Packers have the Rams in week 12. Then they're on bye in week 13. So he might just be a 1 week play, and then you go leave him back on the wire. Number 4 on this list is another guy that's probably just a 1 week play as well. That's Cedric Wilson of the Dallas Cowboys. He's 3% owned. You're looking at the Cowboys being without Amari Cooper and probably more than likely, as recording, the CD Lamb as well due to the concussion. Cooper out for COVID protocol, Lamb out for concussion protocol. So Wilson at 3% owned is going to be that number 2 receiver option in this offense behind Michael Gallup. So you can take a shot on him going up against the Raiders. And number 5 on this list, Russell Gage, 8 targets last week for the Atlanta Falcons. He's 17% owned, low-end PPR fill-in guy if maybe you were rolling like a Rondell Moore type in your starting lineup. So again, Van Jefferson, Shenault, MVS, Cedric Wilson, and Russell Gage are your 5 wide receiver ads at sub 50% ownership. Tight ends, I put Logan Thomas on here. He's just over the 50% threshold. He could be activated off IR. Now, the tough part is that the Washington football team plays on Monday night against the Seattle Seahawks. So you have to feel real confident that he's going to be a go returning from injury. I want to see him pretty much be a full participant at least Thursday and Friday if I'm going to trust him. Otherwise, you might just need to make other plans there at your tight end spot if you're a streamer. Number 2 on this list and number 1 of the sub 50 group is Dan Arnold. I know he was a complete ghost last week, but the dude was coming off of 4 out of 5 games at 60 yards or more. I'm okay buying back in to this kid. That offense has struggled for sure, but he gets the Atlanta Falcons. 41% owned Dan Arnold. Number 3 on this list is Tyler Conklin. Saw 3 targets last week, caught them all, didn't find Pater. That's what streaming tight end does for you. I really wanted to put Adam Troutman on this list, but he's out for a month, so Conklin is a de facto number 2 option at the sub 50% group. 3 overall here. Tyler Conklin, 36% owned. And Gerald Everett, coming off a nice game 2 weeks ago, still involved enough that he could be a streaming option going up against Washington there. So if you want to chance it with Logan Thomas, you could also just pick up Gerald Everett, but then you got to ride 2 tight ends. Everett's only 20% owned, so that guy is readily available if you need. So again, Logan Thomas at 52% owned, then Dan Arnold, Conklin, and Gerald Everett. Last but not least, of course, everyone's favorite part of the week, the DSTs. I'm going with the Chicago Bears. They are at Detroit. That's Thanksgiving, the early game. And I don't know. I don't care if it's Goff or a man named Boyle. It doesn't matter. That Detroit offense is pretty stagnant. 24% on the Bears are your top streaming DST of the week. The Eagles against the Giants at 18% owned. The Chargers at Denver, 38% owned. Don't like those options as much. Hopefully you're not streaming beyond the Bears defense. But with the Bears being available in about 75% of Yahoo leagues right now, you can go grab those guys, plug and play. There you have it. That's it. Quick, easy, 11 minutes. Sorry, couldn't get you under 10. That's how we do it here on the Smackdown, though. We keep it moving. No fluff. Appreciate you guys checking out this show. Again, do not forget Tuesday night, check out the YouTube channel. Come hang out with all of us. The whole group's going to be here. Pretty sure everybody's going to be in attendance, so it should be a ton of fun. I'm looking forward to hanging out with these boys and recording a ton of great content, getting you set for the Thanksgiving Day weekend. Of course, again, like I said, after all those shows, waiver wire sniping on Saturday still, so be sure to check that out, and I'll be back here the following week covering the waiver wire after week 12. So best luck to you guys. Enjoy your Thanksgiving holiday. Hopefully I'll see you guys all on the live stream Tuesday night. But with that, catch you boys later. See you.